Hey, you guys, Coach Rick here with another installment of Coach's Corner. Um, so it's been, I didn't do one last week. I had an idea for one. I even spoke about it before my class, but then I didn't. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to do it on Thursday. And you know what? It got away from me. Busy, whatever. That's not an excuse or an apology. Just letting you know what happened. Not that you would ever know. I mean, I could just tell you, hey, I'm here next week, whatever, podcast land, entertainment, all that jazz. Um, are you giving your gift? Question I like to ask at the top, kind of the foundation of my work and my philosophy. Uh, for us as performers, um, and if you don't know what the gift is or what your gift is, let me help you. It's you. Okay? You're the gift. You can find me on YouTube. I created a channel called Coach's Corner, COACH apostrophe S Corner. And it says that these are installments that are made for CCC Entertainment's podcast around the reel. I love you guys. You guys being the ones that are around the reel. I mean, if you're listening, I love you too. But I meant the I love you guys too, our lovely trio from around the reel. Anyway, uh, this one's going to be definitely different. Maybe I should set my timer. I'm really bad even when I set a timer because I keep saying I want to keep these around, 10 minutes, right? And I invariably go to 12 or 13 or 15 or I do my best and I will continue to try and pay attention and honor that. Um, so what had come up for me was, and I've mentioned this before, but another level of you have to take care of yourself. Now, on the surface, yes, of course, you need to drink your water. Maybe some extra regular exercise would be good. Eating healthy. Yeah, I'm not telling you to get on a diet. I'm not telling you to lose weight. I'm not telling you to work out. But there needs to be some level of taking care of yourself. Now, if you're a performer and you're into the performing arts, I really, think you might want to consider a next level of taking care of yourself. What does it really mean? Because as one of my, early teachers said, if you're an actor, you don't get to be sick. If you get hired for a gig, you get hired on a union job. You don't get to just call in and say, you know what, I'm really not feeling well. I'm not going to come into work today. You know, on a low budget set, that could be a $50,000 day if you don't show up, right? That's really not what this little installment's going to be about, mind you, either. Um, because I'm always talking about you got to show up. You want to be rigorous with yourself. You want to practice your discipline. Show up when you don't feel like it. Show up. You'll feel better after. And I 100 100 million%, okay, believe that. Show up, especially when you don't want to. Because your mind is going to want to take you out of the game. Your mind is going to want you to be comfortable. Your mind doesn't want you to push yourself, to grow, to expand. Your mind, your subconscious mind, right? Your true self, your heart, your soul, your spirit. If you get quiet and listen, it's going to say, just go. Just go. You'll be happy. You'll be happy that you went. And when you're done, yeah, you absolutely will. Now, if you're sick and coughing and God knows, obviously get into bed, right? Drink your tea, your fluids, and all of that. As I tell participants in the dojo, the actors dojo, Nothing I say is absolute. There's never 100% to any quote unquote rule. They're not even rules, but there's always going to be an exception. So everything that I said, I believe to be true, and I believe that should be your absolute standard. That being said, and this, again, for all performance artists, but I think also, especially for actors, since our body is our instrument, and part of that body is our mind and our soul, our heart. There's going to be a time when something comes up. Something happened. And the best move to make is, I need to take care of me. And going into class right now isn't going to be that. Those moments are few and far between, and they are rare, but they are important, they are crucial. And you should never feel bad for taking space to take care of your heart. Okay? And they can all exist and live inside of the same context, inside of the same human being. It's all part of taking care of yourself. Now, by the way, I'm coming off of an absolutely incredible Zoom class. The work was extraordinary. The breakthroughs were phenomenal, life-altering, really, life-affirming. So first, thank you to those who were in class tonight. Really extraordinary. I'm honored and privileged to be able to do this and to bear witness to this. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about next week. And I realized that it really kind of carries into what I really want to talk about and share. And one of our very own, Tabitha Brooke. She's been a student with the dojo for some years now. An extraordinary artist, actor. Her first class was a weekend workshop that I did that we were recording. The plan was to have online courses available, and so we were shooting this for that. She had never done an acting class in her life, and I kind of singled her out on purpose on camera, even though I knew. I'm like, so have you ever taken an acting class? She's like, no, this is my first one. Because I wanted to point out, like, look how good she is, right? Her natural ability is really something else. Her ability to be able to hear a note and apply it instantly is extraordinary. In all my years, she's probably the person that reminds me the most of me. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. It's just that I could hear what was being asked for, and I knew I could deliver it. And I've never seen anyone out of the gate so naturally do that, like she does. Always has. But like I said, she's been around for some years, and recently, the last several months, has been struggling a lot physically, and showing up to class in pain. I'm not going to go into everything that she was going through, but she had a lot of health issues that she was dealing with, and they came to a head where she went to see a doctor, and they said, you need to go to the emergency room. And they checked her in the emergency room, and they said, yeah, you need to see a specialist. And the specialist says, yeah, you need surgery. We're scheduling you for tomorrow unless we can get you in sooner. And so she had what was appearing as a lot of clots in her legs. And the doctor was surprised that her foot hadn't turned colors, was already black from the blockages. And they went in and they did a procedure on her right leg. And the plan was to then go to the left leg. And we had to wait and see what the results were for that. And in the continuation, then they find some masses in her heart. And then before we get the answer to the heart, I'm my timeline might be a little off here. I'm doing my best, but they actually had to amputate her leg from the knee down, her right leg. And I wasn't planning on this happening. I apologize. Because that's not the purpose of this. She just went into, days later, went into heart surgery. And those masses ended up being 6 of what they believe are clots. They're going to go and test them. But in the discovery and removal of these, the answer is now this should never happen again with some blood thinners. And then she still has some work to do on her left leg. Why? Why am I telling you this? Why? Because I believe in the power of community. I believe in the power of prayer, whatever you want to call it, sending energy, right? I'm not asking you to pray to a specific deity or faith or anything. I just want your prayers. I just want your energy. I want your energy for Tabitha Brooke. I want you to just send a thought of love, a thought of healing. Why? Because there's power in numbers. The whole point of Around the Reel is to continue to bring like-minded artists together so we can work together, so we can serve each other, right? Well, this is my call. This is my request. Because when it happens, to one of your family, it can be a little more difficult. So, and this won't play. If you're hearing this, that means that Tabitha and her partner Tony have heard it and have given me their approval, right? So I'm not divulging anything that isn't okay. This woman is an amazing artist, and this isn't going to change anything from what she's going to create in her life and the contribution that she's going to be to humanity, because she's an artist. She's a filmmaker, and she's an amazing soul and spirit, and we're all pulling for her. But the dojo goes beyond now, because I'm a part of Around the Reel. And so you're a part of my family. So let's give it up for Tabitha. And thank you. God bless you. And I love you. We'll see you next time.